Okay, everybody, clearing. All right, on the pre-shuffle, I was hearing tough love for the DMs. What are the DMs processing, doing? This is going to be a support read, so let's get into it. Thank you, Divine Creators, for using me as a channel of only the highest, most beneficial information coming through for the Divine Masculines that join me here and cross watchers. What can we see for the DMs? What are the DMs experiencing? What might be outside of their peripheral vision for themselves? What do they need to clear? I heard on the pre-shovel, get it out of there. So there's a few things that are going to come through that DMs are going to have to cut it out. And let's have a look. Do I want to do 4 decks? Sure, I'll do emotions as well. That deck is sitting there. Wow, must be Mercury retrograde. My words are fumbling. All right, here we go. Conscious mind, about the connections, about life. The Hanged Man in the inverse. So this is like the boing epiphany. So something has been at a standstill, and now the masculines have ideas that can move this cycle forward. What is hidden or not? 6 of Wands. Wow. So whatever this idea is that you've got right now, Divine Masculines, it's going to be bringing you into the spotlight. This is an auspicious card, I'm hearing, because the 6 of Wands talks about public recognition, people seeing you for who you are, maybe, you know, being in the spotlight, being an innovator in some way. And it looks like whatever your idea is, whatever the inspiration is going to bring you in front of others. What do you need to clear? Lord of illusionary success, 7 of Cups. So yeah, this is about honing into a focus, a discipline, a discernment of frequencies, and going for the thing that you are pinpointing right now. Emotion connected with that. Peace in the inverse. I'm a being of love and I release all negative energy. So as you go through any rite of passage, masculines, you're going to have to go through an up-leveling each time you are granted more, awarded more reach. You're going to have to go through a process of humbling, release, qualification. You go through energetic hurdles when you're given more accountability. People don't get into a place of power without a certain degree of accountability, especially when you're doing it through alignment. And releasing negative energy right now is the key. So whatever you get stuck on, masculines, whatever sort of lower vibrational assessments or thoughts that you have in there, that's what needs to be released right now, because they can't come along where you're going. The reason you're being brought into path making, way showing, is because you have found a solution to move certain things forward in your life. And it's about sharing that success. Illusionary success can sometimes be scarcity. Get rich quick schemes, I just heard. Cutting corners. Anything that is cheapened energy or lower vibrational. Negative energy begets negative energy like that. So people who don't have the skills or don't want to utilize appropriate conduct will gravitate towards things that are weak energy, flimsy. But this is about showing people how it's really done, because it really works. All right. Conscious mind about these connections, more than friends. So masculines, yeah, you're starting to see how you and your feminine are aligned, that it's not just an ordinary friendship that you have. What's hidden from you? 7 of Pentacles. The amount of investment you've done in yourself and the amount of investment your feminine has done in themselves, that is actually what is bringing the two of you together. It's not so much, you know, DNA or chemistry or pheromones, I mean, the biological stuff. It's also soul stuff. You've met somebody that's done compatible work with you, as you. What needs to be cleared? 9 of Wands, Lord of great strength. So the idea that you have to persevere alone needs to be cleared. You don't have to be in hyper masculinity and go it alone and be stoic and not let anybody in. There's a potential for softening here. The more work you do, the less risky it is to open your life and yourself up to another, especially a trustworthy divine counterpart. So it's about putting down the guard, easing into it, I just heard. Emotionally, love, I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. Yeah, so you're getting to a place of abundance, enough to focus on love. You've set a foundation, and love is creeping in, I just heard. What is on the heart space for the masculines? Brand new beginning. So your heart is opening and ready for more of an initiation into this love with a counterpart, with a partner. And the star, it's always been part of your destined path to have the love of a lifetime, masculines. And on the heart space, you're beginning to feel how accessible this really is to you. You have found somebody. If you're watching this, you found somebody absolutely perfect for you. And if you haven't found them yet, this frequency you're stepping into is actually the prerequisite to align with the person that is on their way. What is the get it out of there card? 5 of Wands, Lord of strife. So any people, places, things that beget strife, that do not offer you peace, that are not mutual contributors in your game of life. Anybody that is still in cheaper energy, in cutting corners, those get rich quick schemes, users, material surface level people, people in it, money grubbers, I just heard. People that want to take advantage of you for gold digger reasons, masculines. I just heard hoes. Oh dear. Anyways, there are people around, masculines, that are not there because they love your soul. And you're going to have to stop having them around to stroke your ego, and you're going to have to actually part ways. Yeah, you're going to need to go it alone, or fear going it alone, or fear the stigma of looking like you're going it alone. There are so many things we worry when herd mentality comes in, like we won't be seen as cool, we won't be charismatic, if we're not sexy or attractive, if we don't keep a lot of people around. I heard harem, masculine. So you're going to have to go into the zone and really buckle down and focus on genuine love with your counterpart. I just heard homebodies. You're both going to be so happy being in pure energy together without, it's quantity over, or quality over quantity now. This is the quantity. Getting rid of the quantity, if that applies. What is the emotion? Happiness. I'm aware that being happy means I'm on the right path. So it doesn't matter if other people don't get a piece of you and then start criticizing. If you are happy, that's what matters. So you're stepping into your happiness era, masculines. I heard affluent era as well. What can we see for the heart space? The world, wow. So feminines, you are your masculine's world, in so much as you are the gold of the material realm. If I don't have you, I have nothing in this world, I just heard. So these masculines really do see you as the best thing about being incarnated as a human. Aw. Really, it's the love. And 6 of Cups, yes, this affinity. This is just screaming affinity, this wholeness. 6 of Cups is the inner wholeness, the healing of the trauma, the inner child. And this is the external world, like all the world is ours kind of thing. And that means it's here to explore, enjoy, and love. On the heart space, your masculine feels they have met their counterpart, that as deeply as you can go internally together and as far as you can travel out into the world, they have found someone that meets them in the far reaches of their universe. A perfect match. And that's on the heart space. Oh, the star. It's not a wait. It's not out there. It's now. They're realizing that you are that one for them now. And emotion, honesty, but it's in the inverse. So this may be hitting them, sinking in deeper than it's ever before. I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself. Rude awakening. So some of these masculines that have had multiple energies vying for attention, they're really having to be honest about themselves, that ego stroking aspect of fame and fortune is not actually becoming. It doesn't look good on anyone. And so these masculines are getting real more than they ever have before. And it's about their happiness and honesty, that it's not about all those accolades. It's literally about their happiness and what they can enjoy genuinely, deeply, with you, with the abundance that's coming in, and how they can make a difference in the world. The deeper fulfillments, it's not about the image, the surface level things. They're really understanding what that means though, because we all kind of understand it superficially, but they're feeling this right now. What is the manifestation the masculines are going for? Oh, I stopped talking directly to you masculines, but okay, I'll bring it back to that. Dropping control issues, but you also are stepping into this Emperor energy. This can also be preparing for fatherhood, gender, how it resonates, but parenthood. This is dropping the social constructs and doing it your way. So continuing to listen to your inner compass for what direction you need to go, the timing, and the Chariot, yeah, which direction you need to go. So this is travel. So you might be either frustrated, not being able to make travel happen. The Emperor drives the Chariot, which is interesting here. So this is you feeling into when you are ready to move this connection forward with your feminine, but it's also you dropping the confusion about how certain things feel beyond your control. This is about you embracing right where you're at, knowing it's moving in the general direction. It seems to be going that way. And so this is a message to be able to trust that and just stay slow and steady, balanced, stay the course, keep tuning into that honest assessment of where you're at. And Lord of Material Gain, 9 of Pentacles. This is the 9 out of 10. You know, the 9 of Pentacles typically has the Empress in waiting in the garden, waiting for the Emperor to come in and claim them, to propose, to merge lives. And that is so fascinating because this looks to me like masculines are planning their approach, feminines, planning how they're going to come forward, how they're going to move in closer, what the next steps can look like, because they know that you're ripe for the picking. You're not going to be available much longer, they're saying. So they know you're coming on the market, or that you're not willing to just wait for them if they're really not going to come forward. They're sensing this in the energy. Oh, worry. So they're getting past the worry of that because this came out in the inverse. I'm learning that worry doesn't change an outcome. So they don't want to hold up all in worry anymore. They want to actually plan how to make this happen, how to make this real, how to merge. It's becoming time. Lord of Material Gain. So many of them have met some financial markers that they have previously told themselves this would indicate the right timing. Like they've given themselves a financial goal and they've met it, I'm hearing. What can we see for the action they want to take? Happiness and Knight of Pentacles. So they want to keep investing internally towards this be-all end-all happy life. I heard happy wife, happy life. But they definitely keep building this foundation. So masculines, yeah, you are on the right track. The warning with the 10 of Pentacles or the 10 of Cups is that it can sometimes be more daydreamy energy and less real world action. So don't hide behind daydreams or fantasizing indefinitely. This does mean mustering the integrity, the inner fortitude to actually come forward. Yeah, King of Pentacles. And this King of Pentacles is the hubby card. This is Prince of the Chariot of Earth. This is the entrepreneurial card. This is the financial abundance. This is commitment. So the discipline that you've been learning, masculines, by sticking with this path of your pentacles, your higher calling, this overcoming, figuring out how you can make your way in the world and crack the codes. This Knight of Pentacles always becomes the King of Pentacles, but this also brings in that Emperor Chariot energy going towards your feminine. So visualizing. Many of these masculines, feminines are making vision boards or actually doing active meditation to envision them in the life of their dreams. They are visualizing, walking up to you and proposing, I just heard. So they are dreaming and envisioning the things they want to see. They might be doing certain manifestations to bring this connection in. Sleep meditations, I'm hearing. And emotion, courage, yeah. So it stands to reason, feminines, that if these masculines are slow to approach and they want it to be absolutely perfect, it's because they do think you are the best one and they don't want to screw it up. I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. So, you know, that fear can be that it's not time yet, and the resistance we're feeling is legitimate higher guidance in a very basic way. But these masculines, part of their becoming, their rite of passage, is to find this core strength. I saw 1717. This courage, this love-backed courage to come forward and choose the best one and risk. The feminine saying no. They are doing everything in their power to be the masculine that they would choose if they were in the feminine's shoes. And therefore, if this feminine doesn't choose you masculines, you'll know that it's actually not your aligned one, but you should be very, very pleased with yourself for getting yourself at this stage. I'm just going to pull a couple cards to see what the likelihood of this feminine being your aligned one is. So we get the Three of Pentacles in the inverse. So it's not a material realm connection. This is soul deep. It's much deeper than that. So, okay, we're getting some caveats. For some masculines, this won't be your forever partner, but you're learning what soul connection is. For the vast majority of the masculines who will watch this video, you know in your heart this is your person. It's so much deeper than surface. You just know. And Two of Pentacles, you've had to make the steps that you've been guided to make. You've had to walk away from the suffering. You're going towards this star path of destiny. So if this person just, you know, inspires you to no end, then you know it's your person. Knight of Swords. And you're only going to find out further if you actually communicate. So only time will tell. You'll only know by going through this game of life and, you know, being diligent to figure it out and make each steps. That's half the joy, is actually living it. Part of it is if you can dream it, you can achieve it. But then the rest of it is actually getting that delight of having it happen. What is the biggest challenge these masculines are facing? Surrender and Two of Swords, moving through any obstacle. Patience, allowing for the unfolding. This is the challenge. These are not super advanced cards. We don't have Empress, Emperor, Kings and Queens. We've got a Page, Messenger, little messages. The Two of Swords can be a stalemate, a fork in the road, a big decision. a blockage in the inverse like this. It's like little wins here and there. Could be that you're only getting minimal communication right now, masculines, because there's other things transpiring. Be grateful for what you do have internally, externally, what needs to go. Knight of Swords. So yeah, this is that kick in the butt to start communicating with your feminine on a deeper level. And I just heard putting feelers out there, but more than that, it's about initiating certain topics of conversation, specifically with the communication card back to back here. So this is about brainstorming with the feminine and really allowing it to ground bit by bit, even if it doesn't feel full on the way you would like it. There are things that need to be repaired, balanced, grounded, initiated together. And you are where you are on the connection timeline. But this is saying if you just stick with it, if at first you don't succeed, try again. You're way past that part of the journey where you have tested whether this person is going to stick around. So now that you know, masculines, that this person is likely, you know, in it through thick and thin, good times and bad, sickness and in health, start to find common ground is what I'm hearing. And guilt, I release any beliefs that no longer assist my soul's growth. So guilt is holding you back here. Guilt is not serving you in this connection, masculine. So you're going to have to choose guilt or progress here. Wow. What is the solution? Stepping onto your purpose. And here's your Queen of Wands, Divine Feminine, not in the upright. They've got their own freedom act to pull off, stunt over there. They're in a death-defying stunt. Death-defying because they are dying to their old lives too, and then stepping into their higher timelines. Only your Divine Feminine can step into their higher timeline for themselves according to what they are up-leveling through. And right now you're meant to take this leadership staff, this baton, and go towards what you are initiating. The aces of any suit don't have the instruction manuals. It's just this resounding, yes, I'm going for my passion. I'm going for my calling. I'm going to step onto purpose. I don't know what it's going to look like in the end, but here I go. And your feminine is also freeing themselves to step into this leadership, this full embodiment of what they know is their higher timeline. And then we get, for what you need to clear, this is the Magician. So this is actually, even though this has two messages about you truly being able to accomplish and manifest anything you desire, masculines, you're done being a puppet. I was shown this looks like a puppet to the man or whatever. You are done having other people pull your strings. That can even be in relationships. You know, when you stay the course, your greatest temptation is to cave into the deliciousness that your connection with your feminine would be. But if you hold your own, stay the course, don't lose yourself, you're not a puppet to the man, you're not a puppet to your feminine, you're not a puppet to love and relationships, you're not a puppet to the things gone by, the past, the ups and downs that you've experienced in your life. You can do it all, and you don't have to have anything outside yourself and your connection to source run the show. You have what it takes. What is the emotion? Perseverance. This is the second time the Perseverance card has come out in the inverse. The Nine of Wands came out earlier. Lord of Great Strength in the inverse. So this is, you know, yes, your feminine is your weakness, but this is also giving the impression that you need to stop dropping or start dropping your guard when it comes to letting the intimacy start to develop here with your feminine. This says, I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. So you don't have to fear that you'll lose yourself into the connection, but you also equally do not have to just unduly push your feminine away. We have your feminine on this row of cards. They may not be fully in your life, fully seated in that throne, that place of power beside you yet, the way that you two will be one day, but you don't have to hold them back so much anymore. This is also a passionate new beginning. So this is about allowing yourself to feel enlivened by the chemistry that you do have. Allow it to start sinking into your bones, I just heard. So we have, I think that was the challenge. Yeah, and where's the direction in the near future? Whoa, Devil and Five of Swords. So you've got some big decisions to make here, masculines. Five of Swords is our free will, and the Devil is the material realm, but it's also limitations or the perception of limitations. And so this means, and we're going into Capricorn season, so it feels like in real time, which is the Devil card, feels like in real time you've got some major as above, so below kind of decisions to make. I'm actually going to clarify that for extra support here. What can we see for these decisions the masculines are meant to make? Okay, so there's that lady in waiting, the Empress, and opening up to what will come. It feels as though you're going to have some organic opportunities arise to approach, but not to approach your feminine, but to not premeditate what's going to happen or how it's going to go. This is about being present and dropping the expectations, the predictive programming, and the pressure, and softening here. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. So if you're no longer fearing that it's inappropriate to start getting to know your Empress here in waiting, you may want to keep an open mind, open approach about spending some more time together, popping up on your feminine, surprising them. Your feminine is really good on their own. The spirit animal of independence is a cat. This is a jaguar. Like, your feminine is like really good on their own, but do they have to be? Do they have to be? Now, I do get a very sensual vibe off of this masculine, so it's not about hot and heavy, steamy, passionate stuff necessarily. This is literally about realizing the chemistry that you do share and taking heed, basically acknowledging so that you can begin to channel that into something much more long-term. The Three of Wands can be manifesting. Usually it's ships coming in over the horizon. So with this combo, your feminine doesn't realize how much abundance and prosperity and good attitude you've been amassing while they've been focusing on themselves. And so you don't have to be manic about your approach. You don't have to like sweep them off their feet with everything you've got right out the start gates, even though this Devil probably is welling up in you to consume your feminine in passion. That won't get you where you want it to. That approach has happened in the past, and the frustration, the letdown, the mania that is connected to that needs to be tempered. So this is the direction. So feminines have said many times, the masculines' cross to bear is that they want to come forward so badly, and then they're guided that it's not appropriate to do so in those very lustful, intense ways. And so they are the masters of withholding. Sometimes, I will say, even by deluding themselves about having feelings here. Like, it's almost opposite state, right? They are not able to suppress this any longer. What else can we see? Six of Wands, Lord of Victory. So this union comes in as the masculines step into this limelight, into their purpose, out into the world, and begin to be recognized for their gifts and talents and their greatness, the work they've done on a spiritual level. And the emotion here, adversity. I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. So there is a little bit still here, masculines, about not being in victim mentality. So you may still be clamoring to get up and out of past wounding where you were not seen for who you were, you weren't respected, you weren't honored, you weren't cared for, you were taken from, you were used, you were taken advantage of. All of those adversities have made you who you are and have taught you how to continue to persevere. And now you don't have to struggle to do that. It's an embodiment. And so, yeah, there's just a few final awarenesses that are coming in as it becomes more seamless between you and your feminine. Your abundance is coming in, and the adversity is being respected for what it has done in your life, instead of it being a limiting factor or I heard even abusive factor in your life. It's now being seen as some form of scaffolding to get you where you are and where you're going. All right, many blessings. Bye for now.